Let us take today's second problem on the penalty method. All of you note down. A bar loaded shown in figure E is equal to 200 GPa. E is equal to 200 GPa. By using penalty method of the boundary condition. By using penalty method of boundary condition, find first question. Find first question nodal displacement. Second question reaction, and third question stress. Take down the figure, all of you. Over. Hello. Hello. Over. You are there? Over. Over. Okay. Now the gap problem. What we done the same thing on the what 0.12. Gap is 0.12, and this is area is 250, and 60 up to 60 kilonewton is acting. The distance from the left hand side is 150. Now same gap problem we done in the elimination method. Now using we are going to solve using this penalty approach. Let me take up this problem now. Write down the data first. So again we are going to divide into two sections here. Why we are going to divide? As I told, the load is acting at this part. So therefore up to here one section, and here second section or second element we are going to divide. So therefore L1 become L2 become 150. Area also A1 equal to A2 250. Both are same area, and Young's modulus also same, that is 200 GPa convert into Newton per mm square, that is 200 into 10 raised to 3, and load is given. Which type of load they given? I don't know why they're confused with the body force. Where they mentioned body force means which factor should be give? Weight density should be given. Okay, that is comes for the usually when a bar is suspended vertically. Okay. Huh? Now here only which force? Yes. So we need this distance, let us call it as delta, or we can call it as A or X, whatever it may be. So let us find first question is Q, second question is R, third question is sigma. This is the data. First step, divide the elements. We are divided into two elements. Okay. L1, L2, Q1, Q2, Q3. There are two element means three nodes. This one. Figure you all of you write down. Similarly, first step and all you do it. K1, K2, all of you do it. Up to global stiffness matrix, all of you do it quickly. I will take the attendance till that time. All of you do that. K1, K2, K3. K1 equal to K2, I think. Correct, no? Hello. Why? Because area same, length same, yongspan same. Therefore, K1 equal to K2. Correct, no? Then add it. Do it. Make it fast, all of you. Nagin touch. Nitish. Absent only. I told you, no? Kishore. He also same. Pavan. Rupananda. Prajwal. Punitar. Punit Kumar N. Mohammad Wasim. Vijay Kumar. Ramchandra. Bharat Kumar. Ruchita. Bharat Kumar R. Shashavali. Sheikh Basha. Chand Basha. Naimtullah. Mohammad Yazdan. Sheikh Shafi. Shashank. Sheikh Shekhar. Sidi Sagar. Sumant. Togata Bharat Kumar. Varun. Veena. Vishwanath. Veena. Hemant. Diana. Dilip. Hemant. Girish. Dilip. Gautam. Zabirullah. Rishi Kumar. Tejas Kumar. Zabirullah present or Tejas Kumar? Okay. Gautam present. Girish. Gautam. Okay. Diana also present now. Okay, fine. Over, Kevin. Global stiffness matrix over. This is the global stiffness matrix. All of you got it? Hello? Now, do it. Global force vector. At node 1, what is the force? What is the force here? What is the force here? Node 1. Node 2. Node 3. 0. Kilonewton converted into Newton. Therefore, this is the global force vector. It is only one force. And global displacement vector Q1, Q2, Q3. Therefore, equilibrium equation is this one. Write down up to here, all of you. What? K338.33. 1 minute. 33 no? This one 3.33. Sorry, 3.33. Up to here over, all of you. It is not 8.33. All of you write it as 3.3. I think you are done, no? Up to there over. Please, all of you make this as 3.33. If you already done, okay. This is not 8.33, 3.33. Now, what is the next step? What is the next step? What is the next step? Write down. Apply the boundary condition using penalty method. Apply the boundary condition using penalty method. Or hello. Apply the boundary condition method using penalty method. Since since which are the nodes are fixed now? Yes. Write down. Since node 1 is fixed, node 1 is fixed, node 1 is fixed here completely. Where is the node 1 here? Whereas node 3 having a free displacement. How much free displacement node 3 having? 0.12. Yes. Node 3 having a free displacement, that is Q3 is equal to 0.12 mm, 0.12 mm. Therefore, penalty C. Apply the penalty C in the stiffness matrix. In the stiffness matrix with respect to node 1 and 3. Respect to node 1 and 3. Apply the penalty C in the stiffness matrix with respect to node 1 and 3 by considering largest stiffness value. Which is the largest stiffness value among this global stiffness? Which is the largest stiffness value? 6.66 into 10 raised to what? 5. That is 6.66 into 10 raised to 5. In bracket you write that is K22. K22. Therefore C become what? Maximum value of Kij into 10 raised to 4. That is 6.66 into 10 raised to 5 into 10 raised to 4. That is become 6.66 into 10 raised to 9. Got it all of you? C value? Understood? All of you understood C value? Except absentees. Rest of the people understood? Written C is equal to 6.6 into 10 raised to 9. Over. Next line. This C value added at K11. This C value is added at K11 and K33 in the global stiffness matrix. In the global stiffness matrix. And also in the global force vector, at node 1 and node 3, and also in the global force vector at node 1 and node 3, that is F1 plus CA1, F1 plus CA1 and F3 plus CA3, F3 plus CA3, or F1 plus CA1 plus F3 plus CA3 over, that is next line, A1 equal to 0. A1 A3 means what? A1 A3 means what? A1 A3 means what? Hello? What is A1 A3? Means what? A1 A3 means what? Free displacement. A1 A3 means free displacement. Here free displacement is not there, is fixed. Therefore A1 equal to 0 and A3 equal to how much free displacement? 0.12. See, in previous problem we taken both are 0 because both side is completely fixed. But in this problem there is a gap. Therefore this much gap it going to free. The node 3 will be freely movement take place up to that gap. That's why. Understood? A1 is 0, A3 is 0.12. In bracket you can write free displacement gap. Free displacement gap. Therefore, the modified equilibrium equation become KQ is equal to F. So we should add this C in the global stiffness matrix K11 and K33. Similarly, at node 1 in the global force vector as F1 plus CA1, at node 3 as F3 plus CA3. Write it, all of you. C val plus C plus C. C means what is the value you got? C means how much? When you're substituting, be careful. 10 power 5 already outside is there. Therefore, how much we have to substitute here now? 6.6 into 10 raised to 4. That you have to do it. And in the global force vector, anyway, A1 is 0. Therefore, this whole term become 0. F1 also 0. Here, it is not become F3 is 0. But CA3 will be there. That is 6.66 into 10 raised to 9 into A3 is 0.12. That you have to substitute. Write it, all of you. Again, please, this is not 8.33. Make it correction. This is 3.33 only. This one. 3.33, write it. Don't write 8.33. All of you understood? Hello? Up to here, all of you understood? Very important step only this year. Rest of things are same. See, those who are absentees, please, you can go through the yesterday videos which I have uploaded. Every day I will go to upload the what we done in the class recorded video we upload. Please go through it, all of you. Understood? Over up to here, all of you. Still writing? Up to your own. All of you understood any doubts in the boundary conditions? Okay. Shall we proceed further? Next, what is the step? You know, we have to simplify the things and we have to solve it. Check out Q1, Q2, Q3, all of you quickly. Let me know the answer Q1, Q2, Q3. Q1, Q2, Q3. Account TD. కొంచెం టీ done all of you. How much Q1, Q2, Q3? All of you done Q1, Q2, Q3? Correct. Into 10 minus 6. Q2? Q2 how much? 0.15. Okay. Q3? Okay. Fine. All of you got that answers? 7.5 into 10 raised to minus 6, 0.14 and 0.13. Q3. All of you got it? All of you. Next step is same. Sigma 1, sigma 2. We got nodal displacement. First question is over. Second question is stress. So that you know well. Correct now. But reaction is very important. See, in reaction, R1 is equal to minus C into Q1 minus A1. A1 is 0. A1 is 0. Correct now. But here in R3, minus C into Q3 minus A3. But A3 it is there. Q3 also there. The Q1, Q3, everything you know well here. You calculated just now. That you have to substitute. Like that. Hmm. So you can do it. I think hope you can do it this one. This step, last two steps, you can do it yourself. Correct? You want, you can take a screenshot of this and you solve it yourself. Okay. So again, one more thing before that. So when I'm going to pull like this, what type of stress develop in the element 1 or section 1? Tensile. What about here? Compression. Therefore, sigma 1 will get in positive, sigma 2 will get in negative. Okay. Good. ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ -1 ಅದು ಹಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆನೂ -1 ಅದೇ ತರ ನಾನು ತಗೋತಾ ಇರೋದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ -1 ಇದೆ ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಒನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. 1 minute. -1 ಒಂದೇ ಅದು. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. -1 ಇದೆ. ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ -1. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಡಿರೈಡ್ ನೋ. ಡಿರೈಡ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ ನಾವು? ಅದೇ ತಾನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಕೊಟ್ನಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. -1 -1 ಒಂದೇ. So -1 only. Don't confuse. Okay, maybe the mistake I done. -1 1. Okay, all of you. Is it clear your doubt? Is it clear? So don't confuse. It is -1 1 only for the straight. So this completed the problems on the penalty approach. See, any problem let me take. Let it be give it. But penalty approach means we have to add the penalty value where and all the boundary condition, like where suppose the fixed point, you have to add there, or the displacement, you have to add there, like previous problem how we done. So at that penalty value should be maximum value of in the stiffness matrix element, that into 10 raised to 4 you have to multiply. So the for corresponding node you have to add it in the global force vector as well as in the global stiffness matrix. So usually, so here we had added in a node 1 means k11 and here k133. Similarly in the global force vector, f node 1 node 3 plus f1 plus a1 f3 plus a3, where a1 a3 are the free displacement. If gap is given, a value will be present or else it is 0. That you keep this in mind. And reaction also you have to calculate using this equation only. So that is only the difference, and rest of the things are same. Is it clear? All of you. All of you understood? In question paper, they are not mentioned which type of boundary condition you have to use it. If they are not mentioned, no, what you have to do is you have to use the direct elimination method. That is the easiest one. If you particularly mention means, then you have to go for penalty approach only. Penalty means penalty. Elimination means elimination. Otherwise, default elimination only you do it. That is the very easiest way. Understood? Now, in the bar, last type of problem is effect of temperature on the bars. I think you may done module number 1 in the mom thermal stresses. Yes, correct. No, thermal stresses part you studied, right? Hello, hello. Thermal stresses you studied. No, the same type of thermal stress problem you are going to solve using this FEM approach. Write down effect of temperature on the body. Whenever a body exposed to the temperature, what happened? We know that there is a deformation take place. Now, I will take example. Suppose you consider a bar like this. They consider a bar like this. Now it is exposed to the temperature. Whether deformation going to be happened or not. So it is exposed some temperature, say let us T. Whether the deformation going to be happens or not. Hello? What about stress? What about what about stress? What about stress? Stress will be developed or not? Is it true? I make freely. See the example. I just taken one bar, I'm not fixed anywhere, just I exposed to the temperature, therefore deformation takes place. What about stress? What about stress? It I allowed to freely expand. As the temperature increases, simply it is going to be expand. Is there any restricted any restricted the bar to expand? No, no. Then what about stress is develop or not? Whether the stress is develop or not? Huh? So stress won't be developed. This condition is known as free expansion case. Means material can easily expand without any restriction. But suppose in a same bar, if I fix it somewhere, what happened? Suppose I fix it at the left hand side, but right hand side I make it free. Whether the stress will be developed or not. Now this case stress will be developed or not? No. Why? Because left anyway left hand side it can't be freely expand, but right hand side it can freedom, no, it can freely expand up to infinite length. That is depends upon the temperature. But if I restricted this side also, what happened? Then it can't be able to freely expand. That stresses will be developed. Keep this in mind. Whenever a member is restricted the free expansion, when it is exposed to temperature, the stress will be developed, and that stress is known as due to the temperature, that is known as thermal stress. Otherwise it is no stress will develop, only free expansion will be there. That is very important concept in the thermal case. Understood? Understood? Write down. When a body is subject to body is subject to a thermal load without the application of external force, without the application of external force, body can be freely expand. Without the application of external force, body can be freely expand due to temperature change. Due to temperature change. Due to the temperature change. Next point. Over. Over. Second point. This one you write. If member is allowed free to expand, then there is no stresses will be developed. If member is allowed to freely expand, then there is no stresses will be developed. Stresses will be developed. Next point. If member is not allowed to free to expand, if member is not allowed to free to expand, if member is not allowed to free to expand, that is ends are restricted, ends are restricted, ends are restricted. The stress induced in a body is known as the stress induced in a body known as thermal stress. The stress induced in a body known as thermal stress. The, the stress induced in a body known as thermal stress. Full stop. In bracket you write sigma T. Thermal stress means sigma suffix T. Next, the strain due to the temperature change is known as thermal strain. The strain due to the temperature is known as thermal strain. Understood? Okay, let us take this figure. This is the no thermal stress developed, that is free expansion case, and this is the thermal stresses case. See here, how much it can be freely expand, that is depend upon the material property. Which material property will be there here? Which material property? How much it can be freely expand? Thus free expansion is, I think you may be studied no. How much this can be freely expand? That is depend upon how much temperature difference, and also one more very important material property, that is known as alpha. What is that alpha called as? What is that alpha called as? Thermal expansion. More the thermal expansion, this alpha value, more the expansion will be there. So write down that alpha is the quotient of thermal expansion in mm per degree centigrade, and delta T is the change in temperature in degree centigrade. Therefore, thermal stress can be calculated as E into alpha into delta T. Thermal strain can be calculated epsilon is equal to alpha into delta T. And thermal force, that is F naught, we are going to call it as force, thermal force, that we can calculate it as A into E into alpha into delta T. These three formula you have to add it in your formula list where you left the first beginning of the page no, space no. There you all of you add these formulas: thermal stress formula, strain formula, thermal force formula. Understood? Sigma T is equal to E into alpha into AT, epsilon is equal to alpha into AT, and thermal force is A into alpha into AT. Or what? Come again? Hmm. Yes, obviously. If there is increase the temperature, delta T is directly proportional to sigma. Therefore, your sigma T will be obviously increase. Strain also will be increased because directly proportional. Okay. Next, we are going to use some force sign convention. Suppose if the F naught is acting left side, what is the force convention? So that is left hand side force we consider as negative, and right hand force we are considered as positive. Write on this figure all of you. Force sign convention. F naught here, F naught here. At node 1, F naught is left hand side, right hand side is right. So towards the left force are considered negative and right hand force are positive. All of you understand it? Hello? You're clear? Make it fast. 5 minutes up. Wait. I know. Last 3. That's what I said. 5 minutes. So therefore the nodal force vector, no. This is the formula now. So suppose you take an example for this case. We taken at node 1 and node 2. F naught 1 and F naught 2. So now F naught 1 is towards left, F naught 2 towards right. That is we consider as minus. Therefore, E A alpha into delta T we can take common. That is become minus 1 plus 1 will be there. Up to here, we'll stop it and we'll continue in the next class. Okay? Tomorrow? Okay, those who are having the festival, you can take excuse. We will give the granted the leave for them. Okay, rest of the people you can attend. But you can go through the video. Will be recorded session will be going to be added in the YouTube. Okay, I will upload. Hmm? What any holidays and will let me know. But this online no, so there is no time for holidays. But anyway, so happy Ramzan. So okay, enjoy the fest. Give the excuse. I know that fest is there means you can't. You should be celebrate 1 or 2 days. You can take it no problem. Okay, but you have to follow up the class session videos. Okay, okay, we'll stop it. Is it over up to here, all of you? Okay, fine. Okay, you can leave now because I already I taken the attendance.